You don't have to be that close.
No, I'm starting. You wanted to start. I'm starting. Hello! Welcome to CSz Stand Up Showcase. I am Jay, along with Johanna. We are your house staff tonight. We'll be able to sell you things. A few things I need to let you know. In case of a water landing, exits are right out where you came in or down this way in case of an emergency, but otherwise please use the main exit. We have restrooms down the hall or right there. We have recycling and trash when you're done with the things you bought from us. That's where that goes. Now, this is a student stand-up showcase, and so we ask that everyone is supportive. That means no heckling the students. And part of being supportive, we ask that if you can stay to see all the students, that's supportive. If you have a family emergency, if you have to get up and work at 2 in the morning, we understand you discreetly use the exit previously identified. But otherwise, please stay and enjoy all the comics because Carl's been teaching fantastic students, fantastic skills, and they're all going to be worth seeing. So thank you very much for being here. Carl Wolfson is the teacher of this class. Carl's been teaching or doing stand-up for 42 years, 10 months, 3 weeks, and 6 days, and about 7.5 hours. Almost 43 wasn't precise enough for him. He's done, worked on late night shows. He's worked on KBOJ, Air America Radio, nationwide radio, and he's been teaching with us for, I don't know, a couple years now. Now he's hiding.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Been teaching for a while, and has had fantastic results. And he'll be your host tonight, so please put your hands together and let's welcome Carl! Please give on for Jay, ladies and gentlemen, Jay. How are you tonight? Good? We had women in selling Tupperware earlier, so now they're gone. Thanks for coming out tonight. I really appreciate you being here. And how many of you here are to support one of the student performers tonight? All of you. Yeah! We have 6 performers tonight. They're fantastic. I love them all. They've worked really hard the last 8 weeks to perform for you. And I'm just excited when I can stay in Portland and perform. I was in Richland, Washington a couple weeks ago, so that wasn't... You got booed. That's good. I like that. Good. Richland's different than Portland. I was doing my dog and cat material. A woman in the back yelled out she had a lab. I said, what kind? She said, meth. And, but back in town, also very excited this morning, got a call. I was asked to join the Pac-12, so that's really good. It was Oregon State, Washington State, and me. Could be a good season. And I'm very nostalgic about comedy. As Jay mentioned, this is my 43rd year of doing stand-up, and I love teaching it because I'm thinking about all the decades that I've spent in comedy, and I am nostalgic. I was on Alan Thicke's show, Thick of the Night, every week, and Alan passed away suddenly. I was on Joan Rivers' show every month, and Joan passed away suddenly. I kind of wish I'd been on The Apprentice, but... yeah. Another reason I don't like to go to Richland, you know. I
I was having breakfast there at a diner in 2016, and the waitress had a big Trump button on. I was like, okay, so I didn't say anything. So had my breakfast, it was a fine breakfast. She gave me the bill, I gave it back to her. I said, Mexico will pay for it. So, anybody got Trumpers in their family? Anybody? Oh yeah, oh hell yeah, yeah. We got one, my Aunt Fern in Texas, imagine that. She's a pain in the ass anyway. She's 94, always complaining nobody ever calls her, so I got her one of those "How am I driving" bumper stickers. And quicker you get these, the sooner we'll get out of here. That's the way There's a lot of Republicans in my family. My grandmother, my mother's mother was a Republican. She was and she was a different generation, man. She was something. She refused to carry a Roosevelt dime until the day she died. And I know many of you are young and never heard of a Roosevelt dime, so you're looking at me like, oh fuck, I have no idea. Roosevelt? Sounds like a band. Is it a band? She was a Republican. Roosevelt was a Democratic president that she hated. So, and I'm a Democrat, so at her funeral, after everyone left the gravesite, I threw in a Kennedy $50 and a Roosevelt dime. So she's buried with 60 cents of Democrats, whether she likes it or not. That's the point here. She also, man, she talked smack about, she hated Catholics, talked smack about Catholics, Jews, homosexuals, and blacks. That's all I heard from her growing up. So this is absolute gospel. My oldest sister married a Jewish man. My next oldest sister married a Catholic. I'm gay. My younger sister married a black man. I fucking love it. My grandmother has rolled over in her grave so much she's rotated away to China, ladies and gentlemen. And she didn't care for Asians, so it's a good deal for her. She's right where she should be. Yeah? And then my mom inherited that republicanism from my grandmother, her mother. So I used to go to Florida. It was just, I battled my mother her whole life about politics. I go down there, she once accidentally bleached my Obama t-shirt, so I set fire to her Glenn Beck Christmas sweater. Go to the airport, she dropped me off, I slap a Jesus was a liberal sticker on a big Buick, make her ride around Florida the whole time. It was really good, a lot of fun. Yeah. Getting my husband by her was something. Gary and I have been together 26 years, which is really great. And yeah, that's actually, thank you, it's 52 in straight years. So I don't know what the conversion is, and I hate to say conversion, I should take that back. But anyway, I don't know. So, yeah. He first met my mom in '98, and she has Fox News on everywhere. And I said, "This is my partner, Gary." She goes, "Which one of you is gay?" And I'm like, "Okay." Which she followed up with, "Well, we didn't have homosexuals in the 1950s." I said, "Well, somebody put the fins on those Cadillacs. Somebody did those beehive hairdos, I realize you've never heard of the 50s, so I'm sorry, that's, right after Roosevelt was president, so it's kind of in that. Can I ask how old you are?
27.
27? Oh, fuck you. All right. Jesus Christ. 27. All right, let me just catch my breath for a second. We have a friend, Jenny, who's lesbian. She also has a right-wing mother in Florida. She came out to her mother. She told her mother she's a lesbian, and her mother goes, "What's next, Jenny? Heroin?" Lesbianism, the gateway drug. Okay. My mother said to me, she'd always go, "Oh, it's so easy to be a liberal in Portland. So easy to be a liberal in Portland." And she, I'm here to tell you, it's just not easy to be a liberal in Portland. I'm telling you it's not. I was on radio for 10 years here in Portland, progressive show. First 6 years on KPOJ, Air America station. It was my dream job. Morning drive, 3 hours a day on progressive radio. Was interviewing Alan Greenspan, everybody in the news. I loved it. It was my dream job. And after 6 years, Clear Channel flipped the format to sports, and I was out of a job. It was a 3 days after Obama was reelected, and I'm out of a job. I'm out of my dream job. So I was very depressed. I'm driving home. I didn't even want to go home, tell Gary. I don't know what I'm going to do. really at the low point of my life. So I drove into the garage and put the door down and kept the car running and thought, I'm going to just end it. And after 20 minutes, I realized I have an electric car. Not easy being a liberal in Portland. Okay, you guys ready for our terrific lineup tonight? This is the 10th and 11th classes I've taught here, and I have to say I have a soft spot for these classes. These folks have done an amazing job. We've had so much fun in the class. They've worked really hard to get to tonight. So our first performer is, first of all, every one of these people came in funny, and they really worked hard to hone their act, as I said. And I just love that they're naturally funny, and that's the case with this guy. You're going to love him. Please welcome Brad Neese, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Carl. I'm glad the professional who's been doing this for 42 years went right before me. I hope to lower your expectations throughout the night. Let's give it for Carl again. Great MC. To be honest, I don't care much for Carl. Just wanted to know what applause sounds like. All right, everyone, fake an orgasm. I'm kidding. I know what the fake ones sound like. So my name's Brad, which means I fuck. And if you're worried, oh gosh, another comic just talking about sex, like on all my dates, the sex stuff will be brief, then we'll get to trauma. Yeah, so names, I always wondered, his name's Brad, I was like, I wonder if I'd be less of a douche if I was named like Gary or something. Parents really set me up for failure there. But I got a couple of friends named Peter and Paul, and my mother's name is Mary. I think you see where I'm going with this. And I'm not going to say that I am Jesus, but we do have a lot in common. He was a carpenter. I deal with wood every morning. He liked to give to those in need, and I recently rounded up on my latest Taco Bell order. And his father is God, while mine is a raging sociopath. So, potato, potato. Yeah, names. It's funny, an ex and I were talking about names, and before I skirt over the whole ex thing, yes, someone did date me. Don't worry, she came to her senses and died. I'm just kidding, she sucked. So we're talking about names, as you do when you're young and dumb. So these hypothetical children, and all the names we came up with are just, have you ever had a bad experience with a name and you're like, I'd never name my kid that? Yeah, we had like 100 of those. The only ones that were left were Ezekiel and Ethel, and fortunately for her, neither of us had worked at a Pennsylvania retirement home. Yeah, but couldn't think of names, and then she had the bright idea of thinking, let's find unique names that really encapsulate our relationship. I was like, that is a great idea, but then I thought what it would be like to introduce those kids to others. Be like, oh yes, this is my daughter, not now, I'm tired. And this is my son, wrong hole. Appreciate that, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into that one. I am, after all, a method comedian. So getting older, anyone else? Wow, what is your secret? My goodness, it's a hell of a skincare routine. Yeah, getting older, as I get older, it made me realize that your taste in music really merges with what you're actually doing in your life as you get older. You don't see a lot of grandpas at raves. And if you do, call the cops, because that's either dementia or a pedophile. Lord knows we have enough dementia going around these days. Yeah, getting older, I actually grew up in a very upper middle class white neighborhood. Don't know if you could tell that. So naturally, we all listen to hip hop and rap to compensate for our privilege. And I don't know if you can tell, but I really don't have a lot of street cred. But that really didn't stop me from grabbing my crotch and saying what's up to my boys as we shop for book covers. Yeah, but I've maintained this hard image until I got to college, and then I met people who actually did things that they rap about. Apparently there's this thing called adversity that some go through. News to me. I quickly realized I was an imposter and decided to switch to classic rock. Where the drugs are still there, but the grills come with spatulas instead of diamonds. And I also found out on a few Hinge dates that music isn't just a preference, it's a personality. However, you can make up for it with the right moon sign. I guess wrong every time, unfortunately. So yeah, getting into music, and then I just couldn't kick the rap stuff, It really pumped me up. So a couple of months ago, when the sun still existed, I was out walking with my dog, an actual dog, not a friend. And I was listening to Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise. I don't know if you know that song, Raise the Roof for Him, R.I.P. If you really want to know more about my life too, feel free to listen to that track. It's quite accurate. Thanks, man. So I was listening to that, thinking about my extremely rough childhood, and I opened my eyes and realized that I was walking my designer wiener dog. And I was in flip-flops and a sweater, and it dawned on me the only reason I was in a sweater was because it was 73, and 75 is like my cutoff for short sleeves. And cold. So it was an identity crisis. I've been in one. It's been a short identity crisis lately. It's been the last 32 years. And with the identity crisis comes changes, right? And so I recently got into hobbies. You're actually watching one right now. And if you're not enjoying yourself, it was $5. I've gotten diarrhea for more. So getting into hobbies, it's been great. And I figured hobbies would be cheaper than alcohol or therapy. Not to say that I didn't try those two, but the hangover sucked and the shrinks were too honest. My therapist always would hold me accountable for my actions. What is that about? Just validate me, man. That's what I'm paying you for. He'd always say things too, like stop punching walls, or stop blaming your parents, or drop kicking children is illegal. Okay, Mr. Perfect, I get it. And the nerve he had to call me a narcissist in my session. This is my time, dude. Pump the brakes. Yeah, so hobbies are pretty time-consuming. Don't know if you knew that. Life was a lot simpler before. Pringles were a sufficient dinner. Laundry was optional. And the biggest decision I had to make on any given day was what to search on incognito mode. For those that don't know what incognito mode is, it's Google's way of lying to you by telling you we're not watching. It's like, okay, busty women in your area, what a shot in the dark. Yeah, get into hobbies, so this is one, and then I had it narrowed down to two others, which are piano and karate. Just wondering if I could disappoint my parents a second time around. Ended up going with piano because it was much less useful as an adult. And I'll tell you what, if you have low self-esteem, I highly recommend piano as an adult because it will push you over the edge and you will hit rock bottom. So yeah, I did piano for a while, and the last time I went in, which was a couple months ago because I quit easily, there was this girl that was before me. Her name was Grace, and she was like 9, but in my head she was like 50. And she was better than me, very clearly. I mean, I was a beginner, and for the most part we were cordial as we passed each other. The last time, though, it really just sent me over the edge. I was going in, and then she walked out, and normally we just like look at each other and it's whatever. But this time she gave me a little smirk, like a little wry smile. And based on a lot of the music I grew up with, that's disrespect. I don't take that shit. You want to step to me, bitch? Like, let's go. Yeah, so unfortunately I couldn't drop kick her. I recently found out that's illegal. So I had to go, I had to think on my toes, and I just had to improv, you know? So to the best of my ability, as she walked by, I just leaned down and I whispered in her ear, and I was like, "You're adopted." Not my best, okay? Admittedly, it's like, Brad, how 2005 of you, such an old diss. Here's the thought though. If she is adopted, A+, great burn. If not, there's that 1% chance that she thinks she is, even if her parents tell her she's not. It's a psychological warfare. Now, if you were adopted and you took offense to that joke, I'm really sorry. But you should have been a better baby. It was your fault. You should have smiled more. All right, I'm Carl Wolfson. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, Brad Neese. There you go. Keep going for Brad. It's really big. Yeah, Brad brings diversity to our show. I love diversity, actually. I've grown up with it, and I don't understand why people don't like different people, creative people, all kinds of people. I think it makes the world a better place. And there's diversity in Portland if you look for it. Our younger people, even people who might know 2 presidents. I don't know. Our dry cleaner is Mrs. Lee. She's from Korea, and she's really quite funny. Doesn't speak much English, but you connect on comedy, man. She's funny naturally. I went in a couple months ago. You have to point out the stains. I had a pair of jeans that had a little red mark right here, and she goes, "Is it the lipstick?" Back when the Beavers were playing, and anybody watch a Beavers game at PGE Park? Anybody? Beavers were a baseball team here. God, why do I should really be playing a nursing home tonight. I would kill. So it was a baseball team, and it's Portland, so they brought a group of Native Americans in to sing the national anthem in their native language, and they got the words mixed up, and the game was rained out. But they were actually here earlier. Oh, you got that one? Okay, thank you. You're pretty much the barometer of the end of my career, so. Our next performer, as I mentioned, we have 6 performers, and I know they're all supported. And I know Felipe. Anybody here to see Felipe, for instance? Half of South America. It's another continent. So our next performer is really, I just love him because we've done 8 classes and he's done different material every class. He hasn't taken a set and honed it. It's always new stuff. So I have no fucking clue what he's going to say. Not whatsoever, which makes him fun, and I hope you enjoy him. Please welcome Edwin Tonedo, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, see? He came up this way. Edwin, keep it going for Edwin, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go, Edwin.
I have 14 minutes, so let me get my timer here.
Good evening. Thank you for coming out. Sensei Wilson, you have taught us young Padawans the way of comedy, and so we hope to honor your teachings by having a good night tonight.
Let's hope.
So, yes. So we have learned some rules in comedy, and I'd like to present 3 of them for you tonight. The first is you always caveat your comedy. So, you know, if I suck, it's because I've taken this class 3 times and I haven't graduated to the intermediate course yet. So, thank you. Also, microphone. We've learned to put the microphone away because it's distracting. Put it back here. And now it's not distracting anymore, right? Actually, you know what? Screw the rules. I'm going to break the rules. I'm going to use the microphone as I wish. Because there is a third element of comedy rules, and it's to connect to the audience. And what I'd like to do is I want you to like me. So I want to interact with you, and I want to ask how you all doing tonight, right? So how are you all doing tonight? Yes. And so, where are you from?
Argentina.
Argentina! I haven't been to Argentina, but Argentina, everybody! And let's see, ma'am, have you been to Jurassic Park before? Yes.
I have not, but I wish I could.
Oh, me too. I have not been to Jurassic Park, something we have in common. Yes. And, oh, sir, what is your name?
Clemens.
Clemens. Clemens, do you know anyone named John? No? Me neither! Yes, this is great! What a connection! Do you feel this? I love it. I love it. All right. At any rate, I'd like to welcome you to our stand-up showcase. And just to let you know, we have locked the doors over there. And I'd like to welcome you to the world's largest escape room. Yes. So for the next hour, 1 or 2 people will be doing all the work, and you just get to sit back and pretend that you're having fun and doing the same thing. There's our escape room, along with the nice aesthetics of the leaking roof. Put this back here. Think of me. My name again is Edwin, and think of me as the Amazon basics of comedians, right? So, first off, oh, I still have guitar. Okay. All right. You did not pay the premium price of getting a Jerry Seinfeld experience, $75, right? Like Brad said, it's $5. So I think the $5 you paid is actually pretty good value for what you're going to get. Okay? That's number 1. Number 2, like Amazon Basics, maybe you think I'm from China? I can assure you I was made right here in the USA. And finally, number 3, I'd like you to refer to my reviews on Amazon, actually all 5 stars. Well, they are mainly from friends and family, but you can still trust that, right? All right. Oh, okay, true story. The Woodstock Music Festival and Man Walking on the Moon happened in the same year. Woo! 1969.
Some roll those.
You had to be there. Come on, guys, this is fun! Yes. Actually, have you ever had one of those deja vu moments? So, true story. Woodstock Music Festival happened the same year as Man Walking on the Moon.
Wow.
1969. We now interrupt this performance for a paid content ad break. out. Sometimes I just don't want to eat a big meal. Sometimes I just need something to get me to the next meal. That's why Kellogg's Raisin Bran is the one that I go for.
Look at all those raisins and bran coming out. Doesn't that look delicious?
Raisin Bran. There's bran, there's raisins, and there's milk. It's so good. And it's good for you. Part of a daily nutritious breakfast. All right, ad break over. But what'd you expect? You paid $5. No, you gotta pay 15 or 20 for the premium content, so there's no ads. So sorry, you paid. Thank you, I got 6 minutes left, here we go. So this is actually pretty cool. I met my wife in 8th grade. Unfortunately, I lost my best friend because of that. They were actually seeing each other first before I started seeing her. Wow, this Raisin Bran is like really good. Okay, as I was saying, we're 8th grade. I lost my best friend, but it actually worked out pretty good because my friend and I, we both ended up getting A's in her class. Oh yeah, okay. That's kind of below the belt. And yeah, I'll probably be sleeping on the couch tonight. But when you consider Amazon reviews, you know, she'd probably give me 0 stars, especially after that joke. Which I can understand. However, I think she'd actually give me half a star at least for being good in bed. Well, actually, it's when she warms up her cold feet on my warm body. That's a half star. I do love my wife, though. She is very supportive of a lot of crazy endeavors I do, you know, like this stand-up comedy thing. I actually convinced her to go to India this past summer for a whole 30 days. So a whole month, and it didn't go well. The heat, the humidity, smelled like BO, and the cows, so many cows. And that was just the change plane in Dallas. She's also pretty supportive because I haven't held many, I've had trouble holding jobs. For example, I was the KKK recruitment, minority recruitment director. I lost that job. I was also in a cover band for Looney Tunes cartoons. Didn't work out. I was also a secret shopper for the DMV. I actually quit that one though because I waited in line too long. I'm going to waste 5 hours of my life on that job. My favorite job though was I was an interpretive dance instructor for the blind. Raisin Bran. Most recently, I tried to find a side hustle, and so I signed up to be a model on OnlyFans. But really, it should be called Only Fan, because my wife is the only paying subscriber to that site. What's really odd, though, is that she asked for the weirdest things on that. You know, like, could you go and vacuum the living room? Could you clean the bathroom? You know, the hard part is that she doesn't even tip, so I feel kind of ripped off, but that's okay. Speaking of tipping, I went to the self-service gas station the other day, and using the credit card, there's actually a tipping screen for self-serve gas. Think about that. I know a way around that. Instead of providing a tip for the service, what you do is you actually give yourself really bad service, and you totally avoid the tip. Ooh, I put diesel in instead of unleaded. Sorry, no tip for me. Tipping is kind of out of hand. You know, I can understand the Starbucks baristas and the hotel housekeepers. But when you're asking for tips for these other things, that it's just their job. What I'd like you to consider is when you do some tipping is think about people that really go above and beyond their duty, people that connect with you, people that really deserve it. I think about college expenses for kids I might not have. But if there's something that you're able to donate, this is very well deserved. So I'd like to end on this note. Once again, thank you very much for coming out to support the Student Showcase. We really appreciate it. We hope you've enjoyed it. And you might not remember anything I've said up here this evening, but if there's one thing I'd like to challenge you with is when you go home at night, tonight, go ahead and get your favorite lotion and go ahead and rub it all over your hands, especially your fingers, just like this. And then what I'd like you to do is go ahead and floss your teeth. Try it out. Lavender mint. Delicious. See if you can. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good night. My name is Edwin. Don't be good.
Edwin, ladies and gentlemen.
Leave the tip jar here. There might be some action. I don't know what the Argentinian currency rate exchange is, but we can find out. No, if you want. No, you don't want to know. It's bad. It's bad. Edwin Tornado, ladies and gentlemen. Edwin. I've never heard any of those jokes before. 8 weeks, nothing. He was funny, and I can take no credit for it, actually. Edwin was skewering. It's funny that he had tips since he paid no attention to the ones in class. I'm just kidding. It was very funny, Edwin, and I don't know how, but it was so funny. I did mention to my performers, just in passing, that when they take the stage and there's a mic stand, it's best to take the mic out of the stand and put the stand as far away as possible, because comics, even seasoned ones, have been doing it a long time, tend to fiddle with the stand, fuck it sometimes, I've seen that, stick it in places you can imagine, so you don't want to do that. It would indicate nervousness or abnormal sexual activity. So that was that tip. The other thing I mentioned is you don't need to ask a crowd how you doing, because you're all doing fucking fine, right? You're a comedy night, you're out of Argentina, things are good. All right? And the other thing I said, no Raisin Bran on stage. Who knew? But I will say about the class, it's a wonderful experience, and I'll tell you how good the class is. 8 weeks ago, Edwin didn't even speak English. Keep it going for Edwin, ladies and gentlemen. pass that raisin bran around the room so we can all enjoy that tasty treat. I'm trying to lose weight. I gave up fast food. Give it up for me. I gave up fast food. Yeah. I'm so glad. I was at Burger King a couple weeks ago, and I ordered a burger, and the woman behind the counter gave me the burger. Then she said to me, would you like to contribute to cancer research? So I gave her back the burger. And there you go. Thank you. By the way, Woodstock was a music festival. You've heard of burgers? Okay, good. All right. By the way, I've been to Argentina, and I love it. Are you from Buenos Aires?
Yes.
Yeah, it's magnificent. Gary and I went there in 2011, love it. Couldn't get enough Malbec, beef. People were so nice. Rojo Tango, all of it. One of our favorite vacations. Give it up for Argentina, goddamn. Yeah. Fuck those British who think they own the Malvinas. You don't like Argentina?
French.
Oh, you're French. This will give me 30 minutes of material. I'm sorry. I would do a joke, but you have no recollection of that period in history. Now, I've been to Paris 3 times. It's a great place. I love Paris. Are you from Paris?
No, I grew up in London.
Grew up in London, but you're French. It's a long fucking story, isn't it? Yeah. I got one tip for you. Take my stand-up class. You'll learn English, see? All right, you guys ready for more comedy? This gentleman has been with me for 2 courses, and what I love, I started the Comedy Store in 1980. Mitzi Shore, the owner of the Comedy Store, and you may know her son, Paulie, but Mitzi's thing was the comedy stage is America's town hall. All different points of view, all different ages, perspectives, attitudes, characters. And this next gentleman, I've really enjoyed watching him work. He has 3 different sets, tonight, Thursday, and next Sunday. That prolific writer. Please welcome Kevin Sanderson Dowdy, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. I love diversity. I'm following Edwin. It's raining indoors. But where I really love diversity is in people. I love it because when thinking about most of the ways we tend to look for it these days, I don't have it. Check it out. I'm a straight, white, cisgender man. And to top it all off, I'm doing everything in my power right now to make sure everyone in this room is completely focused on whatever it is I have to say. That's right. I'm a physical embodiment of Western patriarchy. Minus, of course, the Ryan Gosling as Ken abs. Yeah. Those abs of his. Seeing those things on the silver screen? Wish fulfillment fantasy? Fulfilled. Now, I hate to break it to you, this is what patriarchy would really look like. Fat, balding, and at 50 years old, still stuck in the Middle Ages. Oh, so you kind of like my oppressor-aligned personal attributes? Great, let's keep going with those then. Ethnicity and heritage. Most people, I believe, when they get one of those DNA ancestry kits, will get results back that it's like you take a world map and take a paintbrush and cover multiple countries or even more than one continent. My results look like someone took a hike over northern England with a leaky bag of bleached white flour. Oh, still something? Oh, sorry. Sexuality. I am straight. Tried to get over it, tried to get past it, maybe, no, not really. No, the furthest I've gone with any sort of sexual experimentation was a threesome. And I only get to call it that if I'm allowed to consider my left hand, my right hand, my penis as separate participants. Don't think that counts. Which, of course, brings us to religion. I like to wait sometimes, thank you. Yeah, it does, because as a believing, practicing Christian, I just want to reassure everyone here that masturbation, which I just joked about, is not considered fornication. Nope, you're clear on that one. Listen, I hate to break you to, it's onanism. It's a separate sin. Categorize them all. But, no, my faith is important to me, a very central part of my life, so much so that I actually go to church every single week. Yep, every Sunday after Sunday after Sunday, I'm at church in the pews doing the worship thing. So, what do I do during the rest of the week? Well, I am an elementary and middle school music teacher. Thank you. But it's at a Catholic school. I work for Catholicism, the most worldwide pervasive and systematically patriarchal version of Christianity there is. I'm already soaked in the stuff, now I'm diving in the deep end of the pool to swim around. But, yeah, but although I basically am a walking checklist of pre-existing conditions for patriarchal alignment, I'm actually not committed to the cause. I try to actually work against it. So maybe think of me as sort of a double agent. Maybe I could be your guy inside the man. And as a teacher, I think it's really important to know the enemy and to know the strategies they're using. So let me share with you page 1 of the current patriarchy playbook. There's a lot to it here, so please pay attention. Page 1. Take control, take charge of a large-scale cultural conversation, controlling what words you use and what's talked about. Use people's subconscious thoughts against them, and manipulate their emotions. Which brings me to the most devious tool in patriarchy's arsenal today, TED Talks. Yeah, I didn't think they would be, because you have people from all walks of life, all sorts of people coming to the stage talking about new ideas. They're giving thoughtful, challenging presentations, trying to get you to think in new ways, to question the status quo. Doesn't sound like patriarchy. Just wait. So TED is an acronym in TED Talks. It stands for Technology, Entertainment, and Design. That's what we're told. That's what our big brain, thinking brain takes in. We like it. It makes us feel good. It makes us feel smart. Do you know what our lower brain is doing with that in the meanwhile? TED. That's a man's name. TED Talk Mansplain. Patriarchy got you again. Normalizing itself. But there are topics that come along that so completely overwhelm our whole brains, upper and lower, that we're just all caught up in. The only thing patriarchy has left to work with are the emotions. And I think one of the biggest examples of that today is our cultural conversation around sexuality and gender identity. And the thinking brain has tried to come up with an acronym for that, or a list of letters at least, of LGBTQQIIP2SA+. That's a lot to keep track of, and the plus sign means there's more coming. I remember back when it was just 4 letters in this order, GLBT. You could tell this was in patriarchy, was still pulling some of the strings, because they made sure to put the men first, focus on the gays, watch out for the gays. They hoped you would forget about or just be confused about everyone else. Is it a sandwich out of order? BLT? LBT? What? But fortunately, as a society, we have become more and more aware. And so we've switched the order of some of the letters. We're adding more and more letters representing more identities and orientations and possibilities of what it can mean to be human. Patriarchy cannot handle this. So, they're going straight for the emotions and they're pulling out the big guns. Fear and hatred. Don't say gay, be afraid of all of them. To which I say, no. No patriarchy. No, you do not, I'm sorry everyone, force of habit, they're much more small-minded than that. No patriarchy. You do not get to tell everyone to be afraid of someone just because you don't like the way that person identifies himself. No, you only earn the right to fear that person when you actually get to know that person and when you can rationally articulate through civil conversation with people who think differently than you why you are afraid. Now, because I'm an equal opportunity teacher, I do want to give an example of rational fear in this sphere. I have known the person who is my friend James for 31 years. For the first 5 of those years, James was a woman. At the 5-year mark, James started the transition from female to male. And it was during this time of transition that I learned when and why I needed to be afraid of James. I learned to never, ever get into a car when James was driving, right after his testosterone injection. Bad idea. Have you met a teenage boy or have you seen Cocaine Bear? It's terrifying. Most human bodies have at least a little testosterone going in them. James's body is suddenly pumped full of the stuff. Now he's doing 50 miles an hour in the Denny's parking lot. But we survived, and our friendship survived. And I believe the reason why is because we actually worked on having a relationship that acknowledged the fun stuff and the scary stuff, and a relationship in which we held together the things we agreed on and the things we disagreed on. And I believe that that is the key to overcoming patriarchy or anything else that is going to try to divide us over difference and fear. Relationships. And in honor of relationships, I do want to end my set with a story about the most important relationship in my life, that with my wife, Sarah. Now, to tell this story, I have to step fully back into patriarchy mode because it is going to be a penis-centered story with a heteronormative cast, and yeah, she has no idea what's coming now. Okay, great. I did not run this by her. But I do have to be me. So, just at the end of this past September, my wife and I celebrated 21 years of marriage. Thank you. Yes, 21 years together in marriage. And so you can imagine my wife's surprise when a few months before that, for the first time ever, I sent my wife a dick pic. And it wasn't even a picture of my dick. At least, I don't think it was, I'm not sure. There was a lot going on at work that day at the school calendar, which is where I took the picture, and you know what, I have a copyright over here. I think we've gotten to know each other well enough for the past 9 minutes that I can share this with everyone. You thought I was kidding. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, it's, here we go, and, let me make sure, yeah, I got the right one. And, here it is. Yes, that is a picture of a box of Dick Donuts. This appeared on the teacher lounge table on the first day of Teacher Appreciation Week this year. The parent who ordered donuts for us did not order Dick Donuts. This was a very deliberate choice by someone at the bakery. I definitely did not share this with any of the kids. And I do work at a religious institution, so I wasn't exactly sure how many of my colleagues I could joke around this with, or even if they would even recognize what's going on here. But I knew I could share this with my wife. So I sent her this picture, and her 3-sentence response to me proved that I'm in a great relationship, and this is someone that I need to have in my life. This is what she had to say about this. Lest you forget you're working for a patriarchal institution, have fun eating dick. Hope those pastries were assigned male at birth. Well, dear, I love you. I hope I've done you proud up here. And, yeah, I did enjoy eating a box of dicks, as did several of my colleagues in patriarchy. Thank you all for coming to my TED Talk.
Keep it going for Kevin, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Keep it going for Kevin.
Wow. We're staying after the show for Raisin Bran Donuts. That's pretty good. I only have one question about that donut.
Yeah.
Where's the icing? One more time for Kevin, and Kevin, good job, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. I think it's very important, and I appreciated his comedy because being gay myself, I think it's really important to be who you are and for people to see who you are. I think there are a lot of people in history that were gay. We know John Maynard Keynes, who invented modern macroeconomics, Alan Turing, who invented the modern computer, George Santos, who invented everything, evidently. And I think there are people in history who probably were gay, but we just don't know. I'm guessing maybe Marco Polo would be one, right? I'm thinking mid-13th century. This is going way back for you, I know. Mid-13th century, Vandals have attacked Europe, Crusaders have attacked the Middle East. Marco Polo's off looking for silks and spices, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, if you're a gay man in the year 1271, you just want a comfy caftan and a little nutmeg, really? Take the edge off all the bloodshed, that's what I say. Thank you, that's evidently your joke. We have a history teacher here, thank you. I don't understand how the Republican gays, how do gay people be Republican? How is that possible? They used to call them they used to call them the log cabin Republicans, now they're called LGBTQAnon. Wow. By the way, if you're interested in taking the class and having dick donuts and raisin bran, it's a lot of fun. PortlandComedy.com, our next class, November, December, is all full, but we have 2 courses in January, and they're a lot of fun, so you might want to sign up. We can do mime if you're from France. We can practice surrendering, a lot of stuff we can do. Oh, I'm sorry. I really apologize. It's fucking true though. No, this is really. Yeah. I was actually, you'll love this. Maybe not, but I was performing in Richland once, where all the rednecks live, and I was doing some political materials, pretty liberal. And a big drunk guy came up to the stage and he goes to me, "Who are you, the president of France?" That's what he said. So I said, "Sir, if you can name 2 presidents of France, I will let you beat the Pompidou out of me." Thanks for getting that, because that's a former president. Oh, you know, it's the former president of France. Woodstock, 69. I'll explain masturbation to you later. I'll be the priest. All right, so I don't know what's going on here. All right, it's time. All right, are you ready for our next performer? I just love her. I love her. She is taking the 2nd course with me. She's so original, so funny. She's just herself, and that's plenty. She's also from the great state of California. Ashley Brewer, ladies and
I just bought Carl's book. It was $10 cash, so I stole my kid's tooth fairy money and from the bank because no one carries cash anymore, right?
You got a $10 discount.
Hello, everyone. Out like Edwin did earlier. That's what you're paying for. Hello. My name is Ashley, and I'm a Californian. Yes, I've been in California, born and raised recovery since moving to Portland in 2018. I'm very ashamed of being a Californian. I'm very ashamed about many things, but the first one I'm ashamed about is my sunny disposition. I know smiles are frowned upon in Portland, and it's just really hard, to abstain from them. I'm trying every day. I had a really bad relapse when I first moved here. I gave birth to my son, and I named him Sonny. I was like, this is not good. Like, I just set him up for failure. Like, he's gonna follow in my footsteps. It's gonna be me one day, laughing in his sleep, smiling all the time, being cute and smiling. I know that smiles are frowned upon in this town, so, he's also blonde, which I never thought I'd have a blonde baby, but California. Anyways, but, I tried a lot of things. I've taken myself to Mehab. And Mehab is just me staring at myself in the mirror, trying to frown. So hard. My friend told me I was underdosing on Elliott Smith, so I've been just slamming him into my veins 24/7. He's like, more Elliott Smith. I wear head to toes like Nikes and Adidas uniforms, like all black, So I see everyone doing that around here too. And I get like an employee pass to the Columbia store. And I call my friend and I'm like, hey, I got a pass to the Columbia store. Do you want to go? And they're like, yeah, I want to go. And I'm like, well, I only got one pass, so you can't. And then I hang up the phone. I want to feel awful right now, like all you Portlanders have made me feel since moving here. Yeah, it's been difficult, just for smiley people like me. I get the shakes from laughing so hard sometimes, and I was just in the bathroom by myself in the stall doing fat gaggers of dad jokes before coming up here. Just trying to laugh for, about stupid jokes about sausages frying in a pan. Which is one of my favorite jokes, actually, by the way, since I have the stage up here, I'm just going to go ahead and say it is, there's 2 sausages frying in a pan. One sausage says, it's hot in here. The other sausage says, hey look, it's a talking sausage. Like, that's a dad joke, right? So, I don't know, do you guys know any mom jokes? Like, I've never even heard of a mom joke, like, 2 labias walk into a bar. Is that how it starts? But right now, like, labia joke lands, like, all the labias have, like, backaches, and all they want to do is, like, not walk at all. They just want to sit in an Epsom salt bath and smoke cigarettes. That's what a labia would do. Anyways, that's what my labia would do. Here I am doing stand-up comedy in Carl Wolfson. I don't know what happened in Portland. Anyway, so I just, I've been looking into the 5 love languages. Have you guys heard of that? Oh, yeah. So, the 5 love languages is this book that was written by a man, clearly, because there's these 5 love languages, right? And they're missing a love language. It's the love language for moms. And that language is leave me the fuck alone. And he completely looks over that fucking language. Like, what the fuck? Clearly written by a man. Anyways, back to talking shit about Portland. I thought it was a good Portland joke. It's how many Portlanders does it take to screw in a light bulb? What, you don't know? What, you don't know? What, you don't know? Just say it like that. I gotta get my delivery right next time. Hi, you guys I'm never good enough for you guys. Anyways, the one good thing about Portland though, I've been married to my husband for 10 years. You can applause because you hear everyone's into polyamory and stuff, and as much as people like to look out, sometimes they like to look in. It's like you can look out with a telescope, or you can look in with a microscope, and that's how I feel about marriage. I'm just gonna big up on some California hippie shit right there for a second. But anyways, one thing I love about Portland is that it's really easy to stay faithful to my husband here. The reason why is because there's no black guys. So, anyways, I think black guys are really hot. That's me. I'm a white girl from California. I got an X-ray on the back of my shirt, by the way. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but probably not because I'm from Portland. Anyways, I bet Brad knows some X-rays, though. They're hypey. Jesse definitely knows, but party people in the house. Anyway, speaking of no black people, I just got back from Santa Fe. And I was in Santa Fe. I went there for a writer's workshop where we talked about writing for 3 days and didn't write at all, which I guess is, I don't know, very William Burroughs, you know, very, I don't know. I felt like it was very Portlandian too, because we had to like stare at each other's eyeballs listening to emo music. And I guess I was gonna make us a better writer or something, so we had to like stare at people's eyeballs. And we're like, who are you really? Who are you really? Who are you really? Who are you really? Like, oh, I don't know, but the one thing I know is that I'm not the person whose eyeballs I'm staring at. So I definitely got that takeaway. I wasn't anybody that I went to the conference with. Yeah, but anyway, so speaking of no writing, after it was all done, I went to this airport, flying back to Portland, and an airport restaurant, and one of the speakers was there that was talking about writing and not doing any. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to impress her so much. And I'm going to show her that after listening to talking about writing for 3 days and not doing any, I'm actually going to write something. I wrote her a letter, and I was so proud of myself that I was like, I'm going to write this lecturer who talks about writing a letter. And I did, and I had the waitress send it over to her, and had this like whole like heartfelt thing written out and stuff, and she picks up the letter, looks at it. By the way, this bitch was on her cell phone the whole fucking time. She wasn't doing any writing. I was writing though, right? So I wrote her a letter, she looks at it, she puts it down, she doesn't even look up, she's not even making eye contact. I'm just sitting there waiting for her to make eye contact with me, because that's what we've been doing for 3 days. I'm like, I'm waiting, I'm like, she's gonna put down the letter, and then we're gonna make eye contact, and then the fucking, I don't know, fireworks are gonna go off, and birds are gonna fly around, and it's gonna be beautiful, right? And no, she reads the letter, she doesn't even look up, and she puts it down. And then she gets up and she leaves. I'm like, that bitch was on the flight back to Portland. And sure enough, about an hour later, I'm sitting in the same row with that bitch. And not making eye contact, which was way more awkward than making eye contact. Like at that point, I just would have rather stared in her eyes for the whole time when I was flying back. But no, she didn't look at me. And on the 4-hour flight back to Portland, she didn't write one fucking thing. Okay. Can't trust a bitch. Anyways. So I get back to Portland, and I find out the next day that my employer, who hired me out of 150 applicants, he's from New Zealand, so he didn't know I was from California. Well, he might have because of my resume, but anyways, he still hired a Californian. I had such assets on my resume as cannabis cultivator and professional DJ, and I opened up for Too Short. And, oh God, like shadow box art and like just like this dumbest things. I mean, I think they're pretty cool, but you know. And so he hired me, and I found out that he had passed away suddenly after a complication of having chemo from his cancer that he had 6 years ago. And he was alive on Friday and passed away by Monday. And he was my mentor, and he hired me, like, you know, picked me out of the street like a stray cat, put me into his company, and it was a great privilege, and I learned a lot working for him. And actually, when he found out that he had cancer, he started doing improv comedy in this very building, in this very room, to bring some like light and energy to his sickness. And I think it's a rebellious cause to turn frowns upside down, and he did that. And the other thing that he did, which even my own family didn't do, was listen to my entire White Girl Rap album from beginning to end. Which has such classics on it as I Work Hard for My Disrespect, Booty Patrol, and Broke Ass Bitch, which goes as thus. I'm a broke ass bitch. I make bling out a catch. Don't wear no Louis shit. I can't afford to wax a clit. I run with hoes with a coke nose. I drink Jack and Coke and gotta run in my hose. I don't have a job. Smash, don't do that. I'm a broke ass bitch. I thought you knew that. Mac Dre, Mac Dre, Mac Dre, every day. Motherfuckers, cause I'm smash a tooth. I like to dose out the youth. Maybe I just knocked all the liquor from your VIP booth. Pretentious fucks. Yeah, I got a mouth like a sailor. My mixer is broke. I can't use a crossfader cause I'm smash a tooth. I'm a cat that rips dogs. Your dogs, the hungriest dogs. This little alley kitty dumpster diving in your city for fresh fat beats that make your tit shake real pretty. So, Paul Duncan, my boss, listened to this album from beginning to end and said it made him more uncomfortable than watching TV when a sex scene comes on with your children, when you're watching TV with your children. But he still listened to the damn thing, from beginning to end. Even my mom hasn't done that yet, my sister hasn't done that. So big ups to Mr. Duncan. And there's one thing that I'll always regret. The last time I saw him, he took me into his office and he said, Ashley, I have something to talk to you about. I was like, oh God, I did something fucked up or, I'm in trouble here. And he's like doing his code on his computer, right? He's not looking at me. He's like, are you going to continue doing stand-up? I'm like, oh, this is weird. Yes, I'm going to. He's like, I really think you should. I think that's good for you. And I was like, okay. And then in that moment, something happened that I always feel like I regret, and it's that I didn't ask him to come to my stand-up show, which was that week. And the reason I didn't ask him was because I didn't want him to feel as uncomfortable as he had felt listening to my album. Because Mr. Duncan was all about good, clean fun, and I'm just fun. So in honor of Mr. Duncan, I would like to end my set with a good, clean joke, I feel like. So, what did the New Zealander and the Californian have in common that the Oregonian doesn't? We can pump our own gas.
Ashley Gruber, ladies and gentlemen. Ashley Gruber, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
Okay. How are we doing? One more time for Ashley. Really? I want all my comics to go on to a great comedy career and make some cash. I don't wish traveling on them. I've done 8,000 shows in 43 years, and the traveling is just the freaking worst, man. It's just bad. And I had to go to places I didn't want to go to, like the Deep South. Anyone from the Deep South? That would be a complete sentence in the Deep South. Was that you, Jesse?
No.
Oh, who's from the Deep South? That's all right. Mississippi. Wow. Welcome. Yeah. What part of Mississippi?
Just west.
West Mississippi. They teach geography down there real good. Is there like a town maybe, or? These questions are just one at a time. It's a state. It's a southern state. And what would be the name of the town, so we can? The name.
Oh, I was lying. I'm not from Mississippi.
All right, let me tell you something. If you can spell Mississippi correctly.
MISSISSIPPI.
No, capital M. You come here to Portland, you gotta, capitalize, So anyway, I'm glad you're not from there. Makes me feel like I'm gonna get out of here alive tonight. Gay man. But I had to go to the Deep South, Pamplona, Alabama, for the running of the Rednecks, and I was gored by their sharp intellect, I have to tell you. I'll tell you, a border state to Mississippi is Arkansas. You should go to Arkansas at least once in your life. You will see shit in Arkansas you don't see anywhere else. I saw a 12-year-old girl in Arkansas smoking right in front of her children. It was... How about a hand for everybody on the show tonight? They've been so good. We have 2 more performances. Our next performer is from a little farther south in Mississippi. He is from the great country of Chile, and he has been taking a second class with me. You know, I like to have material, but I like to have style. You gotta write good material and then have a style to put it across. People come into my class, and I know immediately when they walk in, they've got their style down pat. So it is with this next performer. Please welcome Felipe Cerrone, ladies and gentlemen. Felipe Cerrone.
So that's code for my material is actually shit. So I hope that my style is not too bad. Second, gonna get ready here. Oh, this is not rocks. This is so I had a Thai friend that lived here for a couple of months, and then he left and he gave me this. So maybe it is drugs. I don't know. I can't read this. This is a different alphabet. So yeah, coming here, I just realized that I have been using the women's bathroom all this time. But I wonder, with all this gender talk, when it was going to happen that we just all go to the same bathroom, because potato, right? This bathroom, this chair, that chair, potato. You bring the wrong kid home from daycare, potato. Go up the wrong hole, potato. So I'm Felipe, nice to meet you. I'm Felipe, so I don't fuck. No. A lot of pressure being here in the US doing stand-up because I was afraid of being bombing, sorry. But I had a friend, actually encouraged me a lot, the performer I was before me. She said, Felipe, I can't believe how you can be so unprepared and still go on stage and do your stuff. Thank you. The other thing she said was that I'm her spirit animal. Now, I don't know what the fuck that means, but I thought about it. I thought... Unicorn. That's unicorn. I thought which one I could be. So I thought Felipe means
Lover of horses.
Friend of horses. I like to think friend of horses more than lover of horses. I said that before I thought it was lover of horses, and I told that to a guy, and he said, that's kind of kinky. And I was like, And when I thought, well, maybe I'm a horse, it is actually kind of kinky, because who would want to be spanked in the ass by a cowboy 24/7? Maybe Carl, but I said to him I wasn't going to do that joke, but I did it. So then I thought maybe I would like to be a bird. A bird, flying. Who wouldn't like to fly? Freedom of the skies. And you can shit in the heads of your enemies. That would be a good mechanism of defense. But, in general, as you hear the material, which is shit and continuously shit, it was hard to come up with stuff. I procrastinated a lot, which we all know is code for compulsory masturbation. I don't know. I mean, if ideas are not coming out, something must come out. And it did. So yeah, it was tough. So I had to do the masturbation and the thinking. My girlfriend is over there. She doesn't like masturbation jokes. I'm sorry, but I hope you guys like it. The joke, not the. Well, if you like masturbation, that's fine also. Very healthy. It's healthy, I think, to a point. But well, I'm debating. Masturbation. So I researched the procrastination thing, and it's a thing. Active procrastination. So when you have two things. Well, actually, one thing that you have to do, like preparing your stand-up material, and you have another thing, less priority, like cleaning the dishes. And you go and clean the dishes. But how? Because how can you masturbate and clean the dishes at the same time? You belong in a circus, not in a stand-up show. But then I thought, I this is not on me. I blame my lack of creativity on phones, on fucking phones. Because before, when I went to take a dump, I would travel. I would write books in my head while I was taking a dump. Now I just spend my time researching stupid shit like what's a spirit animal. And so if I had to go back in time, I wouldn't do Hitler or Stalin or any priest that has ever lived. I would I would change the course of history for Steve Jobs. I think he's the main culprit of what you're hearing today. There's a couple ways I could do it. Could transform into a bird and shedding his stupid turtleneck sweater every time he thought about iPhones. I think he'd get the idea. He's pretty smart. The other way, more effective, is just I could make sure he doesn't get adopted. That's could be. Hey! Hear me out. That would change history. So maybe he wouldn't be dead today. Who knows? Maybe he'd be a male stripper in Thailand. Stage name Apple. Stalked by her fierce competitor Galaxia. But yeah, hey guys. So he had the cancer, he died, so let's take it down a notch. Let's be more correct. Clean comedy. Let's talk about orphans. So, orphans. Why orphans? I'm 31. I think about kids a lot. Not in that way. I've never thought about anybody else's kids in my free time. Or in my occupied time. Anytime I have not. I don't think about it. I think of me maybe having kids. And I have the question every prospective parent has. What if my kid is ugly? What if I have an ugly kid? Seriously, like, what if he gets my grandpa's mustache, my dad's physique, my tiny nipples, and then he goes and becomes a girl? That'd be tough. So I think about that sometimes. And this day and age, you should be able to return them. Amazon does a lot tougher shit than that. You can have an Amazon baby system. And hey, I researched, and most of the returns that you give to Amazon, I see people nodding, they end up in landfills. Babies degrade faster than plastic. Good for the environment. No, hey, I'm not a monster. There will be a procedure. We have a procedure very strict. We put a picture of the kid and a picture of a wet rat, and then we would have AI see, and if the kid is uglier than the rat, then you're in the program. Big measures. Or maybe I have a picture of Jeff Bezos, or maybe Elon Musk. Billionaires are really ugly. But yeah, so in this, as you've heard, I haven't done any penises joke, and I'm a white guy, so that's like white guy fundamentals, but I haven't done it because I wanted to challenge myself. Maybe I'll do a few sex jokes because you can talk about sex without penises. We're the lesbians. Okay, I thought this was Portland, okay. Oops. So the ugly kids and the sex, that reminds me of another story. I started mountain biking. That came out poorly. The kids and the sex, unrelated. I had a mountain biking incident. I'm fine, my physique physique is fine, I'm okay. I just saw two people fucking next to a mountain biking trail inside a car. This is true. And inside a car, a guy just fucking a woman was on top of her. And I thought a couple things. First, maybe they forgot their bikes. That's what you do. If you get to the trail and there's no bike, you're like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna just fuck them. Mountain biking is awesome. No, I'm not that stupid. Second thing I thought was, should I record this? And that's what Steve Jobs has done to me. Every time something exciting happens in my life, I just think it's recording instead of experiencing it. Everything, something cool. Well, this wasn't exciting or cool, it was really disgusting. But that happened. And did I record it? Of course. You should check out my YouTube channel. It's the only mountain bike video without any mountain bikes. Third thing I thought was, I masturbated, but these guys were procrastinating hard. Like, they were having a really hard time coming up with their stand-up material. And then I thought, I saw them, I took a look at them, and I thought, you know, that's gonna be an ugly baby. They would be on board with the Amazon babies idea. And hey, if you are too conservative for the returning of the babies, think about this. You, on contracts, you have clauses, right? You don't plan to get divorced, but you do a prenup. Baby naps. Like, what if you have an adopted family? Just hold, just in case something happens. You know, just in case, because these people that are giving away their kids, they need guidance. You know where they usually drop off their kids? In churches! This is the worst place you can leave a kid. Like a strip club would be safer. Or if you leave them with Apple and Galaxy, that would be way safer than any church ever. But you know, the mountain biking thing was, it was amazing. I loved it. No, because it was freedom, you know? America, the land of the free. Sorry, I was sort of expecting a fat guy drunk with a red hat yelling, "Welcome to goddamn America!" Maybe in the South. America, the way I realized why people in the US call this place America is, first time I got here, I was talking to a guy from the US and he asked me, "Where are you from?" That's my American accent, it sucks. Just like angry. I'm from Chile. Any big wars there? No? Did we bomb you? No? What the hell country said it was? See, for him, everything beneath to the south of the US didn't exist, so hence the US was America. The other thing I like about the US is the coloring system. No, not the old one, not the old one. Blue and red states, that system. The other one, bad. I mean, how it defines so much of what a person is. But what happens if you're in between? Say you're pro taxes, I guess. Pro taxes, pro guns, pro abortion, pro bestiality. Like, where is that? Is that one of the southern states? I'm asking seriously because if I do the bird thing with the Steve Jobs, I have to know where I'm safe. I'm gonna stay out of Florida just in case. I don't know why that sounds like a bestiality thing. I don't know. Maybe you're having me here so long. Even my mom came visit me here. My girlfriend lives with me, so I noticed how similar they are. One thing is that they both agree how shit I am at picking furniture for the house. I got here first. My girlfriend came here like 3 months later. Shit, forgot. But a number around there, a long time. So I picked all the furniture, and as I picked it out, I talked to her and said, "Hey, do you like this table? Do you like this chair?" I said, "Yeah, I like that one." At one point she said, hey, if I don't like something, I'll just change it. Just if it happens. Okay. Nothing remains. Nothing. There's nothing that I bought that is still from that house. My favorite chair, my bank account wiped. Nothing there that remains. The other thing, and this is not going to get me in a bit of trouble, but go for it. Other thing is like how they understand movies and shows and things on TV. It's different. Like my mom, she doesn't know where each team is scoring, like right up until the end of the game. And Mora, my girlfriend, so when you're watching Lord of the Rings, extended edition, that's 14 hours, 14. And you've been through Helm's Deep. You fought the Balrog, Moria. Aragorn is king of Gondor. And then you're about to destroy the ring. And she goes, well, who's Frodo again? I'll try. Okay, that's a lie. That didn't happen. It was something, she just falls asleep in the middle of the movie and she wakes up and goes, oh, what's the goal? Like, it wasn't that, but it was something there. And comedians make up shit. And yeah, I guess this is being recorded, so if in the future, son, if you're watching, you're my son, you're welcome. I decided you're not ugly enough to be in a landfill. Son, if you're finding out I'm your dad, and you're like in a library researching, Felipe Sedon, I hope you grew out of your wet rat face, or you became a billionaire. I was hoping I would get more laughs on that last one, but thank you very much.
And Maura is here tonight, isn't she?
Yeah.
Where are you, Maura? Have a hand for his girlfriend, Maura. Maura is from Argentina. Oh, do you know Maura? Yeah. Oh, you know her. Are you her brother, maybe, or? Oh, yeah. Yeah, where are you from, Maura? Buenos Aires? No. No? Okay, let me see. East Buenos Aires? North Buenos Aires.
Patagonia.
Oh, Patagonia, very beautiful. Thank you. One more time for Felipe, very funny guy. Felipe! When are you on the second time? Tomorrow, what, Thursday?
Sunday.
Sunday. If you didn't get enough of Felipe, he'll be on Sunday. And that's when the adoption people will be picketing on 19th. It's going to be a fun night. Thank you. And the people who love rats will also be here. He did so much procrastinating in class. I'm surprised that donut didn't have icing. All right, so... It's called crowd work. All right, so our final performer tonight, and he's just pretty amazing. And I owe my good friend Paul Block, who's here tonight, for getting Jesse hooked up for class. Paul Block has been here. Paul, I'm going to introduce you. Paul, one of my longtime friends. Paul was for a number of years, 6-7 years, was the talent coordinator for The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. It's Doc Severinsen and Ed McMahon. You would have loved it had you been alive at the time. But he chose the talent for that show, and he and his wife Sheila moved up here some years ago. Give Paul a round of applause. And the reason Paul and Sheila were having dinner at, what's the restaurant, Jesse?
Calzone.
What is it?
Calzone Thai Street Food.
Okay, and Jesse was there, and Jesse was extremely funny, and Paul mentioned this class and to Jesse, and I'm really glad you did, because Jesse has been just So exuberant, doesn't even procrastinate, no procrastination, and he is just a force of nature. Please welcome Jesse Hooper, ladies and So you got people from Mississippi.
Oh, and Mississippi. What the fuck's up, you guys? Wow! Guys, a lot of childhood trauma, a lot of drug dealing, and ending up in jail a few times. Really finally brought me to this moment. But to get this headliner set, all I had to do was give Carl head. Let's go. He is my Harvey Weinstein. Yes! Thank you! Can I borrow your neck brace, dude? Mine hurts from just up. You know, I saw you the best, bro. I love you, dude. I also love people. I love you guys. It's gonna meet you all. Dude, you're the best, dude. God, do you have $100? No. Guys, it's a well, you know what? Alright, so here's my only thing is that I love talking to people and I also love talking shit. So I just wanted to also get to know you guys a little bit. One, I don't know what the fuck Carl was talking about the whole time either. Woodstock, all that other jazz. Like, I'm 93, baby, so I don't know what's going on either. And I really wanted to talk to you, dude. And at first I was gonna roast you a little bit, because I was looking at the fit. Is it okay if I do? I was looking at the fit. Are you ex-military by any chance?
Fuck no.
Fuck no, exactly. So wearing camo in your adult life, the only other vibe I got was domestic violence. But here's the thing, it's fucked up, because then, I know, dude, I'm a highlighter anal beat, dude, I know. I'm doing no better. But the thing is that when I was sitting over there, I was just watching you guys in the front, I keep saying, beautiful wife, beautiful girlfriend. It's a pleasure to meet you too. I'm Jesse, and I'm a piece of shit. But I saw you guys like exchanging like half-ass kisses, trying to lean back and like snacks with each other. I know, it was cute, and I saw it. I'm front row to you guys and your OnlyFans that's coming up. So instead I wanted to give you a compliment, sweet dude. And your facial hair, bro, is fucking immaculate. Perfectly trimmed. Perfectly cut. It looks like the outside of Iron Man's mask. Dude, it looks great. And it really upgrades your face to a C. I really want to fly first class. You know what I'm talking about? Ma'am, how does it feel? Yeah, exactly. I love it, dude. It's good to meet you guys. Also, I saw you had some snacks in your pocket. Yeah, well, hey, I got more. I saw you snacking, and I'm an ex-drug dealer, so handing out a bag is pretty much my forte. So, yeah. Oh, also, Felipe, can you come up here real fast? Here, let me get this off. Oh shit, my lucky pen. JK, it's Portland. It's a crack pipe. Felipe, come up here real fast. Yeah, you have to. For the sake of the fucking joke, please. Come here. I'm gonna whisper in your ear, dude. Come on. Just kiss me on the mouth.
Is anybody wearing Doc Martens?
Yeah? Alright, there's one lesbian in the back. That's how you find them, actually. I just wanted to help you lead them into a new segue. Just in case you didn't know, that's how you do it. Guys. Yeah, right, that was pretty good. I thought of that in the moment. Guys, there is a reason why I act like this, though. Guys, I'm Jesse Hooper. I'm 30 years old. I'm a pastor's kid. This one's for you, Kevin's wife. Are you Kevin's wife? It's a pleasure to meet you. Now, you guys aren't going to get this joke. It's a Bible joke. But I really can. Kevin and you and my mom will probably get it. Also, Mom, can you raise your hand? Where are you at? Where are you at, Mom? Guys, I am the way I am because of her and my dad. I love you. You're not going to be proud of me for everything I'm about to say next. But I love you to pieces. Also, I was going to say, that coat, I like how you brought Jacob's coat of many colors if it was made by a crackhead. Now again, a lot of you aren't going to get that. It's a Bible joke. But I did that for you and my mom. Guys, I'm Jesse Hooper. I'm 30 years old. I'm a pastor's kid. And if that already wasn't bad enough for you, I'm also from Florida. Yeah! Buckle the fuck up, baby. This is gonna suck. You know, it's also fucked up because people talk about flirting. It's like racists talk about
anyone else. We get shit on so hard for just fucking existing. But I am from Florida and I can't change that shit, so here we are. God. So, for those of you, the three of you, that don't know where Florida is or where I grew up in West Palm Beach, Florida. For you geographically minded, that is Southeast Florida. Now, I remember things from association. So, 3 people are from Florida that you may know as well to help you remember. This isn't the joke yet. I just like dancing. First and foremost is Tiger fucking Woods, baby! Goddamn right. You're my fucking, I knew I liked you, bro. I want to suck your dick, dude. I see why you like him. Oh, my water bottle. Let me just move the shit out of the way. I move too much. Now, Mr. Hole in 100, yes. I don't know if he's actually from Tiger Woods, but again, my mom also told me that God was real, and I didn't fact check her on that. So we're just rolling with it. And then, the second group of people from West Palm Beach, Florida, are the Island Boys. Are you? Yeah, all right, you fucking know. They're dumpster fires like us. So, if you're not familiar with the Island Boys, they had a little online ditty TikTok sensation, and it went, I'm an island boy, just trying to make it. I'm an island boy. Yeah, they were just yadded all across the face. They had dildos for Liberty spikes in their hair. They looked fucking ridiculous. And then last but not least, a champion of the children and left more psychological damage than Pee Wee Herman when I was growing up. And that is, yeah, you said it, baby, Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, Big Jeff. Yeah, boo! Boo, you're allowed to be upset. Fuck Jeffrey Epstein, but he's from East Palm Beach, and I'm from West Palm Beach. That's where the poor kids grew up, and those were his hunting grounds. Yeah, it's tough. This is about to get way worse, you guys. So if you don't like that shit, you're not going to like the rest of this set. Guys, I did leave Florida without 3 things, though, and I'm happy to tell you guys today. 1, unlike Tiger Woods, Mr. Hole in 100, I left Florida without ever cheating on any of my partners. Yeah, you're allowed to clap, baby. I'm a good guy! That's also very easy to do at 13 years old. I'm a piece of garbage. Number 2, I left Florida without any dumbass tattoos on my face. Now, if anyone has any, I personally don't give a shit what you do. My mom would just be disappointed because you desecrated the temple of the Lord. You know what I'm talking about. And then finally, last but not least, you guys, unlike all the others pastors' kids, I left Florida completely unmolested. Yeah, give it up. Thank you. I was the only baby like Felipe was talking about. Yeah, and that's hard for pastors' kids like us to say because we're on the Vatican's most wanted list where I can't believe this isn't pussy, you guys. But moving up to Oregon, yeah, guys, again, this is just going to get more and more fucked up. So please just hang out with me for the next 20 minutes. Coming up to Oregon, though, I have found that I am widely wanted among other demographics, you guys. In the gay community, speaking to you two now, I'm known as what's called a bear. And that's because I'm a little bit larger than life, and I'm hairy as fuck, which is why I got the stage name, Smokey the Power Bottom Bear, baby. Now, to give you guys some insight to my childhood, to make the rest of this shit make sense. Growing up in my family, obviously being religious, obviously being pastors, does anyone here grow up religious at all? A few, a couple? All right, yeah, I know, we're all ashamed of it, but you're allowed to say something. So, my family was non-denominational Christian. So, what that means, compared to all the other versions of Christianity, is that we believe in being filled with the Holy Spirit. So they're like the hippies of Judaism. So they believe in being filled with the Holy Ghost, speaking in tongues, healing prayers, those people that you see on stage, those were my parents, and it's exactly what you thought it is. It's a fucking cult. I don't make the rules, I just abide. But we're not like the Mormons. You know, my dad didn't have 7 wives. I didn't have to actually fuck him to secure my seat in the Dude, I'm telling you. My childhood. So, to give you guys an example of what that looked like for me growing up. When I first moved out here when I was 13 years old, we moved into a house in Damascus. Now, and all of these stories I'm going to tell you, they're all real stories. These are things that I went through that we experienced. And in this house that we grew up in Damascus, it was myself, my mom, my dad, and my sister. We moved into this house in Damascus. When you walk in through the front door, there's a stairwell immediately to the right. If you were to hit the stairwell and then circle down into the basement level, you are now at ground zero for the fucking Exorcist movie because this house was haunted as hell. When you're in the basement floor, if you look down at the left, everyone look to the left. Right over here, first door on the left was the bathroom that me and my sister would use where our bedrooms were. When I would be in the bathroom, I'd go through my nightly routine, wash my face, suck my dad's dick, brush my teeth. But when I would stand in front of that mirror at 13, I know, dude, it's awful, bro. I have a terrible sense of humor. When I'd be staring at that mirror, the stairwell, I could see through the reflection of the mirror. And when we first moved in, I would see the silhouette of a girl run upstairs. But I'm 13 years old. So I just figured, I'm horny, I'm a virgin, I'm going stir crazy right now, chop it up to semantics, it's no big deal. Like 2 weeks later, my mom sits me and my sister down. And she goes, all right, you guys. I didn't want to tell you this when we first moved in. Mom, do you remember this conversation? Yeah, she does! She fucking does! I love you, Mom. She's like, I didn't want to scare you guys when you first moved in, but the previous tenants, they had a daughter. And she ended up committing suicide in this very house. Good, you're not supposed to laugh. That's not fun. When I was sitting there and I was listening to this conversation, all I could hear her say was, she committed suicide, and I see her every single night. I even know exactly where her room is, and I might actually give myself my first girlfriend. Yeah. And if I'm lucky, I'll get lucky, and she won't kill herself a second fucking time. Yeah. Immediately, my mom stopped me right there and said, 1, that's fucked up. Good on you, Mom. And then second, she told me that when we die, Jesse, there's no being a ghost. There's no roaming the earth. There's only heaven and hell for us, but there's no in between. So for the rest of my career in this house, I was scared shitless that demons were running all over my house that I thought I wanted to have sex with. So, my demon now, I named her Trixie, love her to pieces, what a guy. I would have to go toe-to-toe with her every single night. Every time I went into this house, I'm talking 13, 14, 15, I was scared shitless. Anything that I heard going like bump in the night, any shadow that I saw move, any kind of sound that I heard outside my window, I really just thought it was demons all the time. So I decided to take matters in my own hands. I would take my favorite childhood drink, which was Nesquik. I fucking love chocolate milk. And I would down one of these every single night. That's why I kept my baby fat till I was 30 years old. Mom, thank you for telling me this is baby fat and not just a bad diet. Dude, when I was a kid, I would eat Miracle Whip sandwiches. Dude, that's as white as you get. Just Miracle Whip on white bread, fold it in half, and you shove it down your throat. Disgusting. But I would drink nights like Nesquik every single night, and then I would be too scared to go outside of my bedroom that I would piss into the Nesquik bottle. Yeah, this was 13 years old for me, guys, at middle school. I got shit on at school every day. And then I would take that bottle, and then I would dump it into the toilet in the morning. I would stash it underneath my sink, and then I'd wait till the next night when I had to go toe-to-toe with Trixie again, and try to avoid her like the eyes of Sauron. Oh, Lord of the Rings joke, I got you, dude. Self-help, Steve. But I'm not an animal. I never beat off into it. That's what socks are for, you guys. So, but my dad's name is Joel, but unlike Joel Osteen, we were poor as hell. We didn't have that. We didn't have mansions, didn't drive a Lamborghini, didn't have a church in the middle of Houston that we could shut the doors on whenever there was a hurricane going on. Yeah, fuck you, Joel. I don't know where the camera is, but... So, instead, being the God-fearing, Christian good boy that I am, when I was in high school, me and my family were homeless, and I turned to the one source of income that I knew how to curate very well. And that was... drugs. You goddamn right, baby. Was that one of my friends by any chance? Wow! So, and that's why I love you degenerates. So, yeah, you fucking liar, Connor. So, we started off small game. Connor, shut the fuck up. We started off small game. We'd go weed, we'd sell mushrooms sometimes, but then as I got older, I started managing a smoke shop, and I got into the cornucopia of all that is addictions, and I found out people wanted more. They wanted cocaine, they wanted LSD, they wanted ketamine. Do you guys fuck with ketamine, by the way? Do you guys fuck with drugs? Nah, this is all, yeah, you are. Dude, also, by the way, bro, you got a great grill, dude. You look like Chip Skylark, dude. You guys know my shiny teeth, Amy. I want to pull them out individually and wear them myself. Also, like your jacket, I want to wear that like a second layer of skin, your anaconda jacket. You're not even looking at me, dude. Yeah. You're the only one wearing a snakeskin jacket. Who the fuck are you looking at, dude? Never mind, she's doing ketamine right now.
Mushrooms, get it right.
I got more if you want them. So, hey, I love mushrooms. So if you are, vibe, baby. I'm all about it. I'll give you a foot massage after the show, all right? I suck toes. So, we'd start selling drugs, and from everything. Again, cocaine, LSD, ketamine, but the biggest one, and our most traditional favorite, was MDMA. Have you guys ever heard of a little girl called Molly? Let's go, baby. We do got some pieces of shit in the house. I was listening to everyone else's set, and I was like, God, dude, I'm the biggest dumpster fire in the room. But then I was really glad that Ashley went up. And I was like, all right, at least there's one more on stage. And then Felipe was talking about post-birth abortions. And I was like, all right, I'm not the worst person. So, we'd sell Molly all the time, but one of my first times ever trying it was when I was 22 years old. I was with one of my best friends. He's Saudi Arabian. His name's Faisal Ghazi Faisal. What a human being, bro. I know, dude. They love the first and last name being the same. So, Faisal, my best friend, we went to Paradiso and we decided to go. Yeah, are you Middle Eastern?
Saudi Arabia.
You're from Saudi Arabia? Mashallah, Habibi, let's go! So, yeah, I'm glad that resonated with you. I was like, damn, is this racist? Before I thought. So, me and Faisal, we go to Paradiso. It's a festival that used to go on all the time back in the day. But a lot of kids ended up dying in it from overdoses, so they ended up cutting it out. Yeah, I know, dude, my humor's dark. So, but RIP to them, really though. You guys are fucked up. I'm not even laughing. I'm gonna give you guys a second to calm down. So, we ended up going to Paradiso. We decided to go 7 hours before the festival started. It's out in the Gorge Amphitheater in Washington. It's a 5-hour drive away. And it's 9 o'clock at night. So we did what any 22-year-old, like college-age kids, I know, dude, I'm tongue-tied, thank you, bro. And so we popped 30 vanilla milligrams of Adderall. I don't know how that's easier for me to say. Because I love drugs. 30 vanilla milligrams of Adderall, drive through the night 5 hours, and we get there with 2 hours to spare. So, we start gearing up. We set up a tent, we start getting ready for the festival to open, we make sure we have all of our shit, phones, keys, wallet, we're set, and then we go on to take Molly for the first time with each other. His first time, my first time. That is what you call romance. That That's a Portland love story right there. I've ever heard one. Ow, ow! So, I like that. So, we ended up taking it. We go to the front of the line. We get through security. I got first a little bit harder than I thought I would, but I also liked it more than I thought I would too. Also, I knew that Molly was kicking it. And then as soon as we get inside, I just had to make sure that all the pipes are drained. I was like, bro, I gotta use the bathroom. Faisal's like, Hollis, let me open the door. Grabs my porta potty for me. Hollis, yeah, I know. You like Arabic, right? Hollis means stop in Arabic, by the way. Yalla is let's go, and Sharmota is you bitch. Yeah, you didn't get out of the did you? We're putting that home stock, baby! So, he opens up my door for me like the gentleman and king he is. He goes into his own porta potty, and now I'm in there alone. But again, it's my first time doing Molly. Now, here's the thing. You two are the closest ladies to me here right now, so I'm going to talk to you guys. Now, you guys have been disappointed by men by the term whiskey dick, right? Whiskey dick, like the idea that a guy drank too much and then he just couldn't perform. You know what I'm talking about? It's like coke dick, right? It's the same thing. Do women have anything like that? Do you guys even participate in drugs and alcohol? Okay, cool. Like if you take Molly, like do you get like mimosa memories? Do you get like do you get vodka vagina? Do you dry up like the Mojave Desert? Does anything happen? Nah? Now you guys just ready to roll all the fucking time? Wow. Alright, high expectations. Cool. That's sick. Alright, well you guys have your own suffrage and we can't do shit if we do a line of cocaine. So, this is the issue. I didn't know that. I go to the bathroom, I pull my pants down, and I look down, and everything is completely fucking gone, dude. I look like the button on a snowman. My innie went to an outie, bro. It's like someone put a vacuum in my ass and just sucked everything back. Dude, right? You guys have fucked around with drugs, right? You know that? Yes! Dude, once again, bro, it just comes right back to center lane with me, dude. How much you relate? So, I'm gone. Completely gone, dude. I walk out of the porta potty, horrified. I'm scared shitless. Faisal, also his first time on Molly, walks out of the porta potty with just the same sheer shocked look on his face. Yazalama, like, man, Yazalama, Hollis, Yazalama. Where the fuck's my dick? I don't fucking know. Dude, we're in the room come to San Diego. We got questions and no answers. Yellow, maybe let's go. Let's just go to the festival. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's just forget about our dicks since our dicks forgot about us. This is better than drugs, by the way. I really like this. Thank you. So, we go to the festival. We have a blast. Absolute ball. We go to bed that night, kind of. It was like a 30-minute nap. Drugs. And then wake up the next day, and I totally forgot about my missing partner in crime. Dude, and I went to the bathroom. Do you guys like, you know like when you see like a newborn baby, and like, they like wake up in the morning, and you see them like rub their little eyes, you know? And like, it looks like their eyes like kind of like push out of their head. It's adorable, it's cute. Guys, my dick was the sweetest thing in the world. I just pulled down my pants and looked, and just like morning dew on a blade of grass, it just came out of nowhere. And I was like, oh my God. It looked back at me and said, happy birthday. And that's when I knew I was so fucked up because my dick is not Frosty the Snowman. But guys, it's been a wild time. Now, obviously I'm 30 years old. I've said that way too many times. I'm 4 months into my sobriety now, so. Thank you. In your guys' defense, I'm California sober. I still smoke, I still drink, I still do mushrooms. That's why I fuck with you, baby. Let's go. Mom, I just got a new girlfriend. But I still do blackout shit, which is kind of my worst habit. I just do dumb shit when I'm sober anyway. Like maybe 3-4 weeks ago, I went into 10 Barrel, the neighboring brewery right next to our restaurant. Just got off work, I see one of our old friends, her name's Roz. She was working there, she ended up having a kid, quit, whatever. But I run up to her, and I say hello, and she's like, oh my God, Jesse, I got a new party trick. And I'm like, what's that? She's like, I'm gonna squeeze breast milk into your mouth. And obviously, I pushed the fucking envelope a little bit, It's surprising when someone pushes me further than that. And I actually generally felt uncomfortable. But that's what I like making other people feel like, so I couldn't be mad at her. Instead, I took a knee like Tebow, dude. Yeah, right? I don't know sports, so that's about all I got. I was gonna say something about football, but then I don't know shit. And she just pulls her bra out and just gives me just a light squeeze of the teeth, dude. Shot me right in the mouth. Wipe away my bad mistakes and then kept on going. What's something else? Like what? 2 weeks ago I was over in front of yours, just saw some guy, immaculate. He was 6'3", beautiful body, half button-up crop shirt, and I was like, dude, you're hot, bro. Like, I'm straight, but you're hot as fuck. I'm kind of straight. I was like, you're hot. So I was like, dude, can I kiss you on the mouth? This is where I get the whole kissing on the mouth thing from. And he's like, yeah. And I've kissed a lot of dudes on the mouth, but I've never made out with a guy before. And he just goes tongue first into my mouth. I didn't stop it. And I got that new experience. My boss and my best friend Taylor, who's sitting in the crowd right now, are like a few steps away from me. I run up and I'm like, guys, I just made out with a dude. They're like, yeah, we fucking saw you, dude. Hurry the fuck up. Let's go. This is my psychedelic space rock orchestra of a life, you guys. So, you know, sobriety's been tough. It's been kind of hard to maintain. I've had to get into new habits. Where's Paul Block and Gila Lane, by the way? Oh, there you guys are. You guys met me at the beginning of my sobriety, and I appreciate that you were able to introduce me to this opportunity, hooking me up with Carl. Honestly, it made one of the biggest impacts in my life so far. Big mistake, yeah, right? What you at, But I appreciate you guys, and I thank you guys. But to maintain my sobriety, obviously, the preaching didn't work. Mom number 2. You're my new mom. I don't want to disappoint you. But I turned to motivational tapes to help me kind of get my center line with myself. Have you guys ever heard of a motivational speaker named Matt Farley?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have heard of him? Yeah, one of my favorite motivational speakers. He has a great little, he has a lot of great videos online on YouTube, and I really resonate with him. So I kind of adopted his format, and I give myself a good little talk in the mirror every morning, my mantra, if you will. And I just really gear up. I buckle in, you know, just like him. If you guys have ever seen him, he moves around like a slither little snake. And I just tell myself, hey, Jesse, now, if you're ever going to be in a haunted house and you think you're going to be able to have ectoplasmic sex with a ghost, or, sir, if you're doing so many drugs, your dick falls off like a bike going in the middle of the woods. I don't know what to say. He just looks really good. Or if you're wearing camo pants in your adult life, then I need you to cut that shit out right now, or you're gonna end up in a van down by the river.
Everyone wanted to give tongue to Jeff and Jesse. It's like, there you go. And by the way, that's the, he's wearing the flag of St. Lucia, the Caribbean nation. Keep it going for Jesse. You guys have just been a wonderful crowd, and I wish I'd been raised by pastors. I don't know. I could have had a lot more sex. You've been a wonderful crowd, and have a hand for Jay and Johanna, who worked so hard to keep before we leave, I'd like all the performers to come up on stage and take a bow. Brad Neese, Brad, come on up. Brad, Edwin, come on up. Kevin, come forward. Ashley, come on up. Let me take that on, ladies and gentlemen. Jesse Hooper, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, give them an applause. Thank you. It's been our pleasure to perform for you. And again, I don't know, it's good. One of the great things about this class, it's just so joyful, it's very affirming, and every one of these performers has started out 8 weeks ago. Are you touching me? Are you procrastinating? PortlandComedy.com is a place to do this, and I've told them all one rule: have fun on stage, and the audience will have fun. And what's also great about this class is a lot of crap going on in the world right now, a lot of hate and violence and things that divide us. Comedy brings us together, and I hope it brought you together tonight. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Thanks. We're going to move to Thursday and next Sunday. Right here. Thanks for coming.
Look at all of us go.